Yesterday would have been August 17th. August 17th. I'm coming from this park here. Came through here on this crosswalk here. Between 4 and 4:15. And I crossed here. And I crossed here. Okay? No traffic, man. Okay, crossed here. See this here? I crossed here. When I got here, there were two Christians standing here. They had signs. They were proselytizing Christianity right here. And this way they were standing, calling people to Jesus. So if you're right here and you're trying to get people's attention to look at a sign and they have to deal with the traffic, this is a public nuisance. You're interfering with traffic. It could be. Because if you're dealing with the pedestrians, then, stand somewhere else, because this is not a high pedestrian area. This is downtown Townsville. But anyway, I'm Muslim, okay? And the two Christians approached me about making me into a Christian. And I told them I'm Muslim. The older one, maybe 5'9", 5'8", no, he's 5'8", kind of portly, sandy blonde hair with a mustache. And the young one, maybe about 6 feet, skinny, black hair, clean shaven. He was a college boy. And so the older one ran off and he went to his car. His car was parked here. I don't know if it was in the handicapped section or it's only 3 spots here, but it could have been here or here they were parked. All right? If there's any cameras across the street, you'll probably get them, because 7-Eleven doesn't have any cameras. This is why they chose this spot, this 7-Eleven. There's no cameras on the parking lot. The older one came back from his car, which was a gray SUV. It could have been like a Dodge Durango or a Ford Explorer type, and it was gray. And he came back and he tried to give me a pamphlet and say, here, this is about Ali. And it was a small pamphlet that had 3, cuts on it. It said, the scar. I'm Salafi Muslim, alhamdulillah, and I know that's terrorist pamphlets. There are no cameras on this 7-Eleven. That's why they chose this spot here, because it's not surveilled. It shows this parking lot here because it's not surveilled. What did I do? I punched him in the face. I lured him to the parking lot thinking that there were going to be some cameras, okay? And I punched him in the face. The young one. The older guy ran. I chased the young one this way. I chased him. He had a red shirt on. And maybe he got a camera across the street. You see this guy in the red shirt running. Okay, I go back for the portly guy. He already jumped in his truck. I got a rock out of that rock garden over there by the 7-Eleven sign, and I tried to throw it and hit the car. I missed. There's a reason why I missed anyway, but the young one ran this way, and maybe got cameras on this side, cameras over here, cameras coming. All right. The guy in the SUV jumped in the SUV and he drove out of the 7-Eleven parking lot and went this way. When we come here, okay, and there was some traffic a little bit, and I came running. When I seen the turn signal about to make it right, I cut through this parking lot here. This is the fire department. So the fire department got cameras. You see me run through this parking lot here. Okay? You see me run through the parking lot here. It's a camera right there. You see them at this corner here. Okay? Then we got traffic cam. Got 4 traffic cameras. Okay? He picked up the young boy right here. I noticed because by the time I came through that the parking lot to cut behind the fire department here and got to this driveway here, by the time I got here, they were driving past me. Okay. They drove up. This is Iron Street. That's Water Street. This is Iron Street. They drove up Iron Street and made a right, but to take them back to Main Street. They got to Main Street and made a left. How do I know this? Because of where they were parked on the east side of the 7-Eleven. They came down Main Street to be able to park right there. Those cars that park on the east side when it came off of Main Street, 9 out of 10. 9 out of 10. Now, you walk a little faster. And they went back Route 9 North. Why am I doing this? Because you got Christians running around with terrorist pamphlets trying to give them out to people. Faking like they're calling people to Jesus. But then when you say you're Muslim, they got these terrorist pamphlets they want to give you. And I punched him right in his face. I wanted the camera to see me punching this guy in the face and the whole 9 yards. But 7-Eleven does not have any cameras in that parking lot. There might be a camera across the street to catch me punching this guy in the face, but definitely chasing him down the street for even coming at me like that. Another thing is, I don't know how long they were standing there. Okay? And so I don't know if they set up there, right before I started coming down the street. Okay, I don't know if they pulled into that parking lot, ran and set up on a corner, and waited for me to come. I don't know. My point is that they knew I was Muslim. They had the Muslim pamphlets with them. Or they're just doing this, running around, trying to give Muslims pamphlets. You can't have it both ways. They got to this corner here. Unfortunately, all these witnesses are concerned about themselves. they angle their cameras on the parking lot. None of them really are facing the street. So to catch these Christians passing out these terrorist rhetoric, you got to go down Route 9 north. And if you don't get them at Irons and Water Street, and if you don't get them at 9 and 37 with their cameras, and if you don't get them right here at Main and Washington Street, because they came this way, Route 9 South, I'll show you the way they had to come. Either Route 9 South or Washington Street. Because they came from either direction. They come down South Main Street to access Main Street here after this light. If we turn past this light, you see the 7-Eleven on the right-hand side. You get to pull in the park, and it's easy. This is the thing. A few days ago, it's going to be on my website, the exact date and time. A few days ago, I stopped by the police, a gang of them, right here in the corner of Main and Washington. And they said that they were looking for me for like the past 24 hours, claiming that I was at the 7-Eleven. I was at the 7-Eleven. Allegations were that I was at the 7-Eleven, Townsend Police Department, 10:30 at night. What's today, Wednesday? Happened Monday. They opened Atlantic City Sunday. That's what saved me. I was in Atlantic City. And I had to open my Chime app and show them where I tapped my card on the Jersey Transit bus and paid for a ticket. I wasn't even in the area. The allegations, however, were that I was at this 7-Eleven here. At this 7-Eleven here, and that somebody asked me for money, and I had a hammer and tried to hit him in the face with it. And so the police came up on me, asking me, do I got weapons? Where's the hammer? I'm like, what are you talking about? And they told me this story. Dude, I was in Atlantic City last night. What bus you catch? I told them, I said, open my Chime app and show I tapped my card. So within 1 week, there were 2 incidents involving me, Jackie Terry, at this 7-Eleven. And they're choosing this spot because there are no cameras on these businesses. There's no cameras. See where they pulled in and parked right there. There are no cameras on this business. None. And the cameras over there, they're probably blocked by that awning. You see? The only chance of catching these guys or catching a plate from these dudes is with the traffic cams. Because they pulled in here. And you either took that parking space or that parking space. I was too angry really to get the plate that knows I wanted to whoop his ass. Period. For even coming at me like that. And then, who were you going to tell you gave me this pamphlet? I left that part out. Now, while we're doing this, while this is taking place, if you see the cameras, the Ocean County Sheriff Department came past us and kept driving. 2 of them. He said, there's a sheriff. I said, call him. That's made me call 911. I forgot I called 911. I called 911. If you go to that corner of Iron and Water Street, you see a police officer responding. You see the lights coming. Okay, now this is the thing. I done punched the white boy in the face and came at the other cat and made him run. There, I'm chasing them. Okay? They see the police. Not only do I stop the police, they don't even call the police. They keep going. They run. I call the police. Ocean County Sheriff Department kept going. I'm just telling you what happened. When you go to the traffic cams, you see the police responding to my 911 phone call. And you see that guy sitting right there in that corner and didn't wait for the police to stop and say, hey, somebody punched me in my face. These are two people riding around, passing out terrorist rhetoric, standing as if they're posing as Christians. And they have terrorist literature on them. And they're standing in mixed communities. Right in this immediate area are homeless people. Let's go see. Homeless people sleep in Huddy Park and at the library. And they go to the 7-Eleven. So you're down here around, homeless people. Some people got mental illness out here, and you're passing out terrorist rhetoric. When these guys are finally caught, you know what I'm saying? Because something tell me Homeland Security is not going to look for them, neither is the FBI. I'm not a secret to nobody. Let's be very clear about that. Very clear. So the whole idea trying to make me a terrorist and all that nonsense is pathetic. It's pathetic. They've been doing it, trying to get it done for 10 years, and they've been failing. And then I start pulling out my phone and making it worse for them. But let's go see where the homeless people hang out in close proximity to these Christian people passing out terrorist rhetoric. That's why they chose this area. That's why they chose that spot. Why did I choose this spot? It's right across the street from the courthouse, the library. This is the heavily surveilled area. Period. So you can't come over here. Huddy Park got cameras. Heavily surveilled. Huddy Park parking lot has cameras. There's 3 parks over there. They all have cameras. This spot here has cameras. The only spot that the homeless go to, but there are no cameras, is the 7-Eleven. So they picked that spot, you let me tell it, deliberately, because now they believe they can't be found. But if you contact the Township River Police Department and ask them about Jackie Terry, they would tell you there was some allegations made about me at the 7-Eleven 2 days prior to this, and now somebody's trying to give me terrorist rhetoric at the same spot. And everybody's supposed to be stupid. True story. This is where the homeless are. This is the library. You see? You can't come over here and proselytize your Jesus stuff. This way you should be at. You're calling people to Jesus. This way you should be at. Because 9 out of 10, that's what the church people do. I'll be right back.
What time is the church?
Which one?
4:15.
I think 10.
10, okay.
You going?
Yeah, we both go. Yeah.
I'll go with you. I'll go with you. Did you eat? You eat this morning?
Yes, yeah, I had a slice of pizza.
Did you eat too?
Yeah.
All right. And that's Liz. She got arrested. That's Liz and Lisa. They both got arrested. Did they end I don't know. I don't know. But this is where we at. Heavily surveillance. Courthouse, county jail. This is Washington Street. So for someone who wanted to preach the word of Jesus, why would you pick a corner at a 7-Eleven during rush hour traffic, 4 o'clock? I want to see you'll let you see yourself what it looks like 4 o'clock downtown Toms River. How many cars are down there on Route 9 trying to access it, Route 9 South, right there at that hub, okay? And then Christians proselytizing about Jesus. This is where the other Christians usually come. They come right where the homeless people are and tell them about Jesus. This is why these people need to be found. This is where they should have came. Right here to talk about Jesus, not the corner of Main Street and Water Street at the intersection, trying to stop traffic. If I wanted to be, conspiracy theory dude, I would say they were waiting for me. But I'm not going to go that far yet. No, I will go that far. They were waiting for me. What you should do is, when you go there and see the surrounding cameras, you see if they set up and got at that corner before I got there and arrived. If that took place, they came there for me. And the traffic cameras show you that. True story.